Homestar Runner captivated the pre-YouTube internet with its offbeat characters, its simple cartooning, and its strong bad. Who are the brothers who created these absurdly entertaining personas? How did the show evolve over time? What was the key to its success? Homestar Runner started out as a kid's book, created by brothers Matt and Mike Chapman and their filmmaker friend Craig Zobel during the Summer Olympics in 1996. The book was called The Homestar Runner Enters the Strongest Man in the World contest. It introduced static versions of such beloved characters as Homestar Runner, Pom Pom, and the Cheat. Strong Bad was there too, playing a straight-up villain in his premiere role.
Oh, these grapes are succulently crushing my windpipe.
After taking a couple of hours to craft the characters, they finished the book in a single day, showing both a flair for speedy production and the trademark offbeat comedy that would come to define the site. They printed a few copies for their friends and eventually made a short animation based on Homestar using Mario Paint. A few years after the book, the Chapman brothers, also known as the Brothers Chaps, began to think about the possibilities. The pair believed in the potential so much that Mike actually dropped out of grad school in order to start teaching himself how to animate in Flash.
Whoa, man, these graphics are state of the art! Graphics!
But of course, in order to produce a video, they needed something to put in it, and they decided to go back to their old children's book for inspiration. Thus, it came about that Homestar Runner found its way off the page and onto the screen. The cartooning of the book was simple, and it proved the perfect subject to use for animation practice. The website launched in 2000, initially serving simply as a place to house some of the videos they were creating. One of the oddest things about Homestar Runner is the name itself. With no obvious connection to anything collectively recognizable, where exactly did this peculiar name come from? Believe it or not, it originated from an inside joke that came about when a group of kids innocently made fun of a bad commercial. Mike Chapman explained that the name found its origin when one day the brothers were hanging out with their friend James Huggins, who went on to become a member of the Band of Montreal.
Tell him his other significance real quick.
And he was the one that coined the phrase Homestar Runner.
When James was trying to make fun of a commercial that starred Mark Lemke of the Atlanta Braves, he tried to use terminology that was simply out of his experience, blurting out something along the lines of Homestar Runner for the Braves, Mike Lemke. The name obviously stuck in the minds of the brothers Chaps, and they tucked it away for later use. One bothersome question that has always stood front and center with Homestar Runner is the lead character's puzzling lack of arms. Most of the other characters surrounding Homestar have arms, even if many of them are missing hands or perpetually wearing boxing gloves. But while the lack of arms has never slowed Homestar Runner down, the question still stands, why? The answer in this case is right in the name itself. As Mike Chapman pointed out, Homestar was created to be an excellent athlete. Not just an athlete, but a runner in particular. Since he was designed to run, why would he need arms? Strong Bad, Strong Mad, and Strong Sad make up the Strong Brothers 3, with the trio showing up in numerous videos and always causing some kind of havoc and humor. But while the characters have their own extremely unique qualities within the Homestar Runnerverse, they aren't actually made up from scratch. It turns out that the entire idea of the Strong Clan is actually borrowed from a team of wrestlers that appeared on the 80s NES game Tag Team Wrestling. The game follows two different wrestling tag teams, the Ricky Fighters and the Strong Bads, with one of the latter wearing a red luchador mask that is clearly the inspiration for the beloved Homestar character. It was just a matter of time before the ever-depressing Strong Sad and the childishly angry Strong Mad arrived on the scene, and the whole Strong Brotherhood was officially born into existence.
Finally, my comeuppance has arrived!
For a while, the Homestar Runner website clicked along steadily with a small audience, but eventually the Chapmans realized they were making it big, all thanks to Strong Bad's emails. The endless procession of shorts that showcased Strong Bad answering bizarre emails with sometimes nonsensical answers proved to be the pivotal turning point that turned Homestar Runner into an internet sensation. The best part about the Strong Bad emails, though, is that they were genuine emails from real fans.
Yours truly, Johnny Well, on. Oh. Left my Johnny Well on. Johnny Well, off.
While the Chapman brothers have been at the heart of all things Homestar Runner over the years, they probably never could have pulled off what they did without a little bit of help. This came in particular from their parents, who were supportive of their endeavors right from the get-go. Their parents also allowed the brothers to fill their home with a burgeoning business, as things like production and fulfillment of merch orders steadily claimed more and more room throughout the house. Their father worked alongside his sons to serve as their accountant and to help them manage the copyrights for their characters. He was even a driving force behind convincing Matt to quit his job in 2003 in order to pursue Homestar full-time. While many parents have supported their children's dreams over the years, there's little doubt that the Chapman's folks were more supportive than most. When you hear of a site that's getting hundreds of thousands of visitors, it's only natural to wonder how the webmasters have monetized that traffic. But while the Chapman brothers did indeed make a living off of Homestar Runner for the decade or so that its star was on the rise, the success was shockingly stripped of any of the ads that typically help bring in the cash. How did they make their money? With merch. At times, they literally had fans clamoring for shirts, hoodies, and other merchandise emblazoned with their favorite online heroes. It was the sale of Homestar Runner products that kept the site alive for years. Of course, you can't mention Strong Bad and his email success without a shout out to his favorite 80s band, Limousine. Not only did the band appear in shorts like the one about crayon color names, but it actually manifested in a coloring book that you can still download and print off for free. That's right, Homestar Runner wasn't just at the forefront of 80s nostalgia and internet animation, it also helped pioneer the adult coloring book genre. The band's history goes even further than that, though. Remember how the Chapman's friend James Huggins, accidental creator of the name Homestar Runner, ended up in the Band of Montreal? It turns out that Strong Bad's favorite band actually opened for them as well. In 2008, the band played at the Tabernacle in Atlanta, Georgia. 10 years after opening the site, the brothers decided a hiatus was in order, but that didn't mean that Homestar and Company were being entirely left in the rearview mirror. A few years later, they began producing occasional shorts in order to give their die-hard fans some fresh material. But the brothers Chaps had spent too much time in the limelight to quietly disappear into a normal life. Instead, they managed to leverage their popularity as the creators of a cultural phenomenon into very decent jobs, working on shows like Yo Gabba Gabba on Nickelodeon and Gravity Falls and Two More Eggs for Disney. While we still do get the occasional fresh piece of content, it seems that the days of weekly Strong Bad emails, the ongoing adventures of Dangeresque, and Trogdor burninating new countrysides may be officially part of the past. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.